Good morning, Roland Martin.
Good morning, Tom and Sybil. Of course, I'm sitting here in Los Angeles right next to Jay, so no need to shout at him from a distance. Jay, certainly glad to see you as well. Looking mighty bright this morning. Tom, initially, first of all, yesterday we had booked Bishop Eddie L. Long to appear at this time to discuss the lawsuit that was filed against him a couple of days ago. Late last night, I got a text message stating that because a third lawsuit was filed on yesterday, that Bishop Long would not be appearing on the show this morning, and that his attorney, Craig Gillen, would be appearing. And Craig Gillen joins us right now. Craig, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Certainly glad that you're here. Let's get right into it in terms of the questions.
Well, hold on first. First of all, let me apologize to everybody for making the bishop not be on the show. That was my call. He wanted to be here. But what I'd like to do, he did write out a statement. I'd like to read that, and then you can get into your questions, okay?
Sure.
This is coming from the bishop. I have been through storms, and my faith has always sustained me. I am anxious to respond directly to these false allegations, and I will do so. However, my lawyers counseled patience at this time. Let me be clear. The charges against me and New Birth are false. I have devoted my life to helping others, and these false allegations hurt me deeply. But my faith is strong, and the truth will emerge. All I ask is for your patience as we continue to categorically deny each and every one of these ugly charges. Finally, I have done as I have done for thousands of others over my decades of preaching. I ask for your prayers for me, my family, and our church. On Sunday at New Birth, I will respond to my congregation. And that's the bishop's statement. I appreciate y'all giving me the opportunity to read that now.
Well, thank you very much.
Questions?
Yes. First off, beyond scheduling this morning's interview, there was also supposed to be a news conference this morning. Is that news conference still on, or has that also been canceled?
Well, there might have been miscommunication about that because certainly I had never committed to anybody that we were going to have a news conference. So
there will not be a news conference this morning?
There will not be a news conference this morning.
Okay.
We definitely wanted to Bishop thinks so much of you folks and the show. He wanted me to come on and to read his statement and to respond to your questions, but there will be no news conference today.
The statement that I got yesterday was that because of the third lawsuit, that's why the decision was made to pull him from the interview and to bring you on. What in that third lawsuit made a difference? Because as I read the affidavit, the charges were similar to the first lawsuit, and so what made that to be different than the first lawsuit filed by the first two gentlemen?
Well, I wouldn't say it was necessarily in totality the third lawsuit. The bottom line is, as it relates to whether the bishop would be on the show, that's my call. And assessing the situation, no lawyer likes to have his client in a situation where there is charges are made and the lawyer doesn't have control. This is about me, the lawyer, saying, look, in my view, finally prevailed, and so that's why you're getting second best here and getting it from me. But what I'd also like to say here, and this is important, is that these false allegations are an attack on Bishop Long personally. They are an attack on New Birth, the entire church, and all of its 25,000 good people who attend that church. And it's an attack on the mentoring program that has helped thousands of young men. It is deeply, deeply unfortunate that these allegations have been made. They will be met.
Craig, obviously you have a large congregation, a national, international ministry, and I suppose that if I'm in this situation, I certainly understand the role of any attorney. But if someone leveled these kinds of charges, that I slept in a bed, that I actually performed sexual acts, that I groped individuals, things along those lines, I will likely be screaming to high heaven, there's no way in the world I did any of these things. The lawsuit was dropped on Tuesday. Here we are on Thursday, and I understand you reading the statement. We're now going 48 hours, and he'll be waiting until Sunday to address his congregation. Don't you think that still poses a problem, not hearing directly from the bishop addressing these allegations?
Well, I don't think so. First of all, if there's blame to be made there, you're talking to the man that you should blame. That's me. I'm the lawyer. Secondly, it is important for the bishop to make sure that as many folks as possible in that church understand and know he's going to be talking with them directly on Sunday morning. And so, these folks, along with the bishop, are under attack. 25,000 good folks are under attack, along with the bishop. The outreach of the church is under attack. This church and this bishop have been devoted to giving to the community and giving back to young men. The issue, if you go and you take a look at some of these plaintiffs, what do we have here? One gentleman who's already been formally charged with breaking into the bishop's office with masks on, pulled over their faces. And we've been trying to get access to the tapes that were turned over to the DA's office so that we could let people know a little bit more about the folks who are making these allegations. When somebody makes an unsupported, uncorroborated allegation of this nature against folks, how would anybody out there in your listening audience, how would you defend if somebody stood up, somebody that you had been helping and mentoring, and the church had been helping along the way, and there is an unsubstantiated, uncorroborated allegation of this nasty, ugly nature? How would you defend yourself?
I'll be honest.
What you would do is you'd go and you get a lawyer like me, and then the lawyer. If you're going to get a lawyer, you might as well listen to him. And
well, I agree,
the bishop did.
But I agree. But I probably would also be saying there's no way in hell I did these things, and I probably wouldn't be waiting 48 hours. But again, that's the difference between me and someone else. Let me ask you this question here. We have allegations laid out that these individuals travel on various trips with Bishop Long in the United States as well as globally. Did those trips actually take place? Have you been able to deal with those particular issues? And also, if they did, what was the purpose of these gentlemen on those various trips?
Well, it is a part of the mentoring program that young men would have the opportunity to travel. That is part of the mentoring process, and the unfortunate nature of this is that folks who have had the opportunity to be mentored by the bishop and by the church and have these opportunities, what have they done? They've taken that portion of the mentoring and the giving to them and the opportunity for a young man to experience in terms of the travel and the diversity of life that ordinarily might not be able to see. And all of a sudden, without a single piece of corroborating evidence, has ignited a firestorm against this good man.
What are the motives of these attacks?
I'm sorry. Well, what are the motives of the attacks?
Yes.
Well, let me put it this way. What's the motive of somebody putting a ski mask over his face and breaking into your office to steal things? Money. What's the motive of this?
Yeah,
well, I think you've answered the question.
The motive of bringing the bishop and the church down. Okay, go ahead.